Hello everyone, and welcome to an episode of Viewers Go Scambaiting. I received this email from a viewer. Dear Lillian Smith, I hope that's your name. Well, it isn't actually. That's the name that I use when I write the books. And if you haven't purchased either of the books, one about Denise getting taken in by a scammer, and one about Serafina being taken in by a celebrity scammer, the links are in the description box under the video. I've been listening to your podcasts between scammers and your characters, including with Lola, for a while now. I sent you a message previously about how to send your conversations with me and scammers, and you sent me an email address to send it to. Because I've heard you read out conversations from other people like this, I think it's good to hear how other people interact with scammers also. I agree with that, and of course that's the point of Viewers Go Scambaiting. We all do it differently, and it adds variety. I'm sending you a short conversation with me and a nasty scammer that I first interacted with late last night. I'm like you by being pedantic with spelling, grammar and punctuation. I think if everyone was like this with scammers, then nobody would get scammed, because scammers can't tolerate it, especially this one. I have other conversations with scammers I can send you, but they're much longer, so I need to have more free time available to send them, because she has to take all the screenshots and that does take time. I had been chatting to a so-called man from New York City who told me he had a contract in Australia, supplying car parts for an international car race in Australia. I told him it was strange that he hadn't told me he was in Australia at the time we'd been chatting. He said it's because he thought we didn't have a good connection at that time, but I think that's a poor excuse. I told him I had a boyfriend, but he didn't care about that. Eventually, he asked me what credit union I have in Australia, because he wanted to transfer his contract money. He said his last contract was a $6 million contract to my account, because obviously everybody that you meet online randomly wants to send you large amounts of money, as it would save transfer fees and he would get other benefits. I told him I wasn't going to do that, as he's a stranger, and he said he felt hurt that I didn't consider him my partner. We haven't spoken on the phone, nor have we had a video chat. He gave me his landline phone number in America, but I didn't use it. He said when he travels, he only uses a satellite phone, as he will always get a reliable connection with that phone compared to a cell phone. I could say more, but I think that's enough for you to see what he was like. After I told him I wasn't going to help him, he replied with OK, and I haven't heard from him since. So, do you think he was a scammer? I think it's fairly certain that he was. Because obviously, everyone who's got a contract worth $6 million is looking for a random stranger on the internet to send their money to, rather than engaging an accountant and making proper provision. The scammer I'm sending you now has Joe Martin as his Facebook name, but Dennis Marshall is underneath his profile picture. His job on his profile is oil rig driller, but the name on the top he's wearing is Dr. Peter Wishney, who's a podiatrist, yet he said I'm not smart, or either wise. LOL. And you'll see what my viewer means in a minute. In the About section of his profile, it does indeed say that he works at Oil Rig Driller. And this, I presume, is the real Facebook page of the person whose photographs were being used. He is indeed a podiatrist, a coach, a speaker, and an author. And here is that photograph of Joe, as the viewer said, wearing a top with the name Peter Wishney on it. And now to the conversation he had with my viewer. I understand. I saw your profile on my Facebook friend suggestion, so I decided to add you up as a friend. Excuse me if I bother you. I don't understand why Facebook would have me as a friend suggestion for you, as we don't have anything in common that I can see, said my viewer. But at least we could get to know each other, rather than questioning me. Why would I do that? And where did I question you? You can go back and read what you said, OK? No, said my viewer. You need to show me where I questioned you. I mean, your reply was just like you were questioning me. That's what I meant. Can't we just forget about that and move on? You know, that standard scammer line. I don't want to discuss it. Let's talk about something else. Oh, said my viewer, I hadn't looked at it that way, but it is a true fact that I won't ignore. Is that a question? She said, in reply to him saying that's what I meant, can't we just forget about that and move on? Why are you still asking me that question? Forget about it, OK? Is that a question too? Asked my viewer, because he wasn't putting question marks after any of his questions. Don't you know how to use the question mark button? I didn't send you a friend request for all this questioning. Have a nice day. If you don't like being questioned, what's the point of being friends with someone? Thanks. Any time I see an obstacle like this, I know something big is ahead of me, so I'm not surprised. What obstacle? Asked my viewer. You. You're obviously a scammer, but an unusual one, because you must have come across many people like me who just ask basic questions that annoy you. That's surprising, considering you said you wanted to get to know me. Send me a pic of you. Why would I do that? You told me to have a nice day. That means you aren't chatting anymore. Why would a lady behave this way? You're not smart or either wise. Still can't find the question mark button? Asked my viewer. What makes you think that? She asked in reply to him saying you're not smart or either wise. Ask Google. I've never tried asking Google. Am I smart or am I wise? We might try that at the end of this video. What's Google got to do with it? You made the claim, not Google, dumbass. I'm not dumb. Old fool, get lost, bastard, said our charming gentleman. My time is so precious to me. I've already gone through your whole friend list. I guess I could keep her from those. You're useless. My time is precious to me, said my viewer. Why request friendships from strangers when your time is so precious? Say your last word, then you'll be gone. In reply to her saying, my time is precious, why request friendships from strangers? He said, ask your sick mum. What a lovely man. My viewer swore at him and told him he was a lying, thieving, no-good scammer. LOL, said our man. So I asked Google, am I smart or wise? Google, it seems, didn't want to pass an opinion. Unsurprisingly, ChatGPT had a bit more to say. Well, it always does, doesn't it? Told me it was a great question. Intelligence often refers to how well you can learn and solve problems, while wisdom relates to understanding and applying knowledge in life situations. You might be smart in some areas and wise in others, or you could be both. What do you think? It asked. I'd like to thank my viewer for sending in this little tale. If you've been scambaiting and you would like to send in your story for another episode of Viewers Go Scambaiting, the email address to send it to is on the screen. keepsafeonthenet@gmail.com. Hope you enjoyed this little tale. If you did, you know what to do. Please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.